Ladies and gentlemen, every journey begins with a single step, but that step cannot be taken unless you are ready to push yourself forward. We often look to others for motivation, seeking inspiration from famous personalities, teachers, or even friends. But the truth is, the most powerful and lasting motivation comes from within. You are your best motivator, and no one else can inspire you more than you can inspire yourself. In the quiet moments of life, when the noise of the world fades away, you find that the most important voice is your own. It is in this silence that the foundation of your motivation is built. Motivation is not a gift bestowed upon us by others. It is something we must cultivate from within, a skill we must develop like any other. You and only you are the architect of your motivation. It's in your hands to design your dreams, lay down the bricks of hard work, and carve out the path to success. But just like any architect, you need vision, planning, and most importantly, determination. Every successful person you admire didn't rely on someone else to push them forward. They understood that they needed to be the first person to believe in themselves. This is where you start, with your belief in your own abilities, your belief in the power of your ideas, and your belief in the journey you are about to undertake. When you recognize that it is within your power to motivate yourself, you take control of your future. You stop waiting for permission, and instead you begin forging your own path. Being the architect of your motivation means setting goals that resonate with you on a deep personal level. These are not the goals that are influenced by what others want for you, but those that align with your passion, your values, and your vision for your future. Once you define your goals, you take charge of the means by which you will reach them. Motivation in this sense is not a fleeting feeling, but a constant drive that you continuously fuel by taking small, consistent actions toward your goals. You are the one who decides what success looks like. The world may offer distractions, setbacks, or challenges, but your vision remains the constant. When you see yourself as the architect of your motivation, you realize that you hold the power to overcome any obstacle. External circumstances may shift and change, but your ability to stay motivated, to stay focused, and to push forward is entirely within your control. It is in the quiet moments, the small decisions, and the consistent effort you put into your daily life that your motivation grows. Every choice you make, every small step you take, is a brick in the foundation of your future. Motivation is not just about grand moments of inspiration, but about the persistent drive to keep going when the journey gets tough. This is your journey, your creation. It's up to you to design it, to nurture it, and to ensure that it keeps moving forward, one step at a time. In essence, the power to stay motivated lies within you. You are the creator of your own energy, the one who sets the direction, and the one who can push yourself beyond your limit. Your ability to motivate yourself comes from a deep understanding that you are capable, that you are worthy of success, and that you can achieve what you set your mind to. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to build stronger, more resilient motivation. So take charge of your future today, because you are the best person to motivate yourself and shape your destiny. Understanding your personal goals fuels your internal drive. It is easy to feel lost or disconnected in life when you lack a clear direction or purpose. Goals are not just a list of things to do, they are the compass that guides you through every decision, every challenge, and every moment of doubt. When you know what you truly want to achieve, your path becomes clearer and motivation flows naturally from within. Goals give you something to strive for, something to reach toward, and without them, it is easy to drift aimlessly. The first step in building internal drive is to deeply understand your own goals. These are not the goals set by society, your parents, or your friends, but those that resonate deeply within you. The best motivators are not external, but are driven by your true desires and values. When you set a goal that truly matters to you, it becomes far more than just a task to check off. It becomes a mission, a reason to get up every morning and push forward. It lights a fire inside you that fuels your every action, making each step toward that goal more meaningful and exciting. When you understand your personal goals, you become more aware of your purpose. This sense of purpose creates a clear line between where you are now and where you want to be. Motivation flows from that purpose, giving you the energy to take action even when things get tough. Without a strong sense of purpose, it is easy to lose sight of why you're working so hard. But with purpose, even the smallest actions feel significant. Your motivation is grounded in something that is deeply personal and deeply meaningful, not something temporary or fleeting. There is power in clarity. The more clearly you define your goals, the easier it becomes to stay motivated. It's easy to get distracted or overwhelmed when your goals are vague or unclear. But when you break your larger goals into specific actionable steps, you create a roadmap for yourself. This roadmap acts as a guide, telling you exactly what you need to do next. Each step, no matter how small, moves you closer to your destination, and that progress keeps your internal drive strong. Even if the journey seems long or difficult, knowing exactly what you are working towards makes the effort feel worthwhile. Your goals give you the framework to measure your success. Each milestone you reach serves as proof that your internal drive is working. Motivation thrives on progress. When you see yourself moving closer to your goals, it reinforces your belief in yourself and your ability to succeed. This sense of accomplishment propels you forward, making it easier to tackle the next challenge. The more you achieve, the more motivated you become to keep going. Success is not just a destination, but a continuous cycle of setting, pursuing, and achieving goals that keeps your inner drive alive. It is essential, however, to ensure that your goals are meaningful to you. Goals that are not aligned with your personal values will quickly lose their motivational power. For example, if your goal is to achieve success in a career or field that doesn't resonate with your passions, you may feel drained and unmotivated as you work toward it. But when your goals reflect who you truly are and what you truly want, they will provide you with an endless well of motivation. When your goals are tied to your values, you will find the strength to push through difficult times and obstacles that might have otherwise stopped you in your tracks. Once you understand your personal goals, you will notice a shift in your mindset. Your internal drive will no longer be dependent on others for validation or encouragement. Instead, you will begin to rely on your own motivation, knowing that you have the power to achieve anything you set your mind to. You will begin to see every challenge as an opportunity to grow and learn, and every success will reinforce your belief that you are capable of achieving your dream. Motivation will no longer feel like a struggle, but rather an inevitable part of your journey. Understanding your personal goals is the key to unlocking your internal drive and fueling your motivation for the long term. External praise is temporary. Self-driven progress is lasting. In life, we often seek validation from others, whether it's through compliments, accolades, or public recognition. While external praise can feel good in the moment, it is fleeting and does not provide the same long-term motivation or fulfillment as self-driven progress. External praise is dependent on others' opinions and is subject to change, but the progress you make on your own, driven by your own willpower and goals, is something that stays with you and becomes the true measure of your success. When we rely on external praise, we place our worth in the hands of others. We start to seek approval and validation from outside sources instead of drawing from an internal well of self-motivation and self-worth. This external dependence can be harmful in the long run because it leaves us vulnerable to judgment and criticism. What happens when the praise stops or when others don't recognize our effort? Without self-driven progress, we can easily lose momentum, feel unappreciated, or even question our abilities. This is why it is essential to shift our focus from seeking external validation to measuring our success based on the progress we make toward our own personal goals. Self-driven progress, on the other hand, is empowering because it comes from within. It is built on your own desire to improve, achieve, and grow. Unlike external praise, self-driven progress is not dependent on others. It is based on your internal standards and personal milestones. When you achieve something for yourself, whether it's overcoming a challenge, mastering a new skill, or reaching a goal, you are fulfilling your own expectations. This internal sense of achievement is far more satisfying and enduring than any external praise. You are the one who decides what success looks like, and it is this self-defined success that keeps you motivated and moving forward. When you focus on self-driven progress, you are less likely to be discouraged by setbacks. You understand that failure is part of the journey and doesn't diminish your worth. Instead of seeking approval or reassurance from others, you learn to recognize and celebrate your own growth. Every step you take toward your goal, every piece of progress you make, becomes a source of motivation. It's the small wins, the daily improvements, and the ongoing effort that drive you to keep pushing forward. This kind of progress is sustainable because it is fueled by your own internal drive, not by the need for recognition from others. Another benefit of self-driven progress is that it fosters independence and resilience. When you are reliant on external praise, you may find it difficult to stay motivated when recognition is scarce or absent. However, when you rely on yourself for motivation, you become less dependent on others' opinions and more confident in your own abilities. You start to trust yourself and your capacity to achieve, which builds resilience. No matter the obstacles that come your way, you know that you have the strength to keep going. Your progress is no longer tied to what others think. It is rooted in your own efforts and determination. Self-driven progress also helps you build a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through hard work, dedication, and learning. When you measure your success based on your own progress, you embrace the idea that growth is a continuous process. This mindset helps you overcome challenges and setbacks because you see them not as failures but as opportunities to learn and improve. You focus on the effort and the process rather than the outcome, knowing that with time, you will continue to grow and move closer to your goal. Moreover, self-driven progress leads to long-term satisfaction. While external praise can provide a temporary boost in confidence, it often fades quickly, leaving you craving more recognition. In contrast, the satisfaction of knowing that you have worked hard, pushed yourself, and made progress for your own sake is lasting. It creates a sense of fulfillment that comes from within, which is much more sustainable than seeking praise from others. This satisfaction is a constant source of motivation, keeping you focused on your goals even when the path becomes difficult. When you make progress for yourself, you also set the tone for others to follow. People around you will begin to notice your determination and work ethic, not because you seek attention or approval, but because you consistently show up for yourself and your goals. Your progress will inspire others to find their own internal motivation and strive for their own success. This is the true power of self-driven progress. It not only empowers you, but it can also inspire and motivate those around you to take charge of their own journey. In the end, external praise is temporary, but self-driven progress is lasting because it is based on your own values, goals, and efforts. It gives you the internal motivation and satisfaction to keep going, regardless of the recognition or praise you receive from others. The progress you make for yourself will always be more fulfilling and meaningful because it comes from within, and it is this inner drive that will continue to propel you forward in your journey. Motivation starts with self-belief and confidence. The foundation of all achievement lies in the belief that you are capable of achieving your goals. Without self-belief, even the most ambitious dreams can feel unreachable, and challenges can seem insurmountable. The first step to motivating yourself is understanding that you have the power to succeed, regardless of the obstacles that may come your way. When you truly believe in your abilities, motivation becomes a natural byproduct of that belief. It empowers you to take action, to keep moving forward even when the road gets tough. Confidence is the cornerstone of self-belief. It is the quiet assurance that no matter what happens, you have what it takes to overcome any challenge. Confidence doesn't mean that you never face doubts or fears, but it means that you trust yourself enough to take action even when those feelings arise. When you have confidence in yourself, you don't wait for external validation or reassurance. You know that your worth and your potential are not dependent on the opinions of others, but are rooted in your own understanding of who you are and what you can do. A lack of self-belief can create a sense of helplessness, making it difficult to stay motivated or even take the first step. If you do not believe in your abilities, you may be hesitant to pursue your dreams, constantly second-guessing yourself. But self-belief shifts this dynamic. It transforms hesitation into action. The moment you begin to believe in yourself, you start to see the endless possibilities ahead of you. You stop seeing failure as the end, and instead view it as an opportunity to learn and grow. When you are confident in your abilities, you understand that setbacks are not a reflection of your worth, but simply part of the process of success. Building self-belief is a process that starts with acknowledging your strengths and accomplishments. Too often we focus on our weaknesses and mistakes, but true self-belief begins when we recognize the value in what we've already achieved. It's important to reflect on your past successes, no matter how small they may seem. Every victory, every challenge you've overcome is a testament to your capability. Remind yourself of these achievements and use them as the foundation for future growth. When you take the time to celebrate your wins, no matter how small, you start to realize that you are capable of far more than you thought. Another important aspect of building self-belief is setting small, achievable goals. These goals create momentum, providing you with consistent proof of your abilities. Each time you accomplish a small goal, your confidence grows and you are motivated to tackle bigger challenges. The more you achieve, the more you come to trust your ability. This cycle of success reinforces the idea that you are capable of accomplishing anything you set your mind to, and that belief carries you forward, driving your motivation. Self-belief also requires you to be kind to yourself. It is easy to be harsh on yourself when things don't go as planned or when you make mistakes. But this kind of thinking only undermines your confidence. Instead, practice self-compassion. Understand that everyone makes mistakes, and that these mistakes do not define you. Learn from them, grow from them, and then move forward with renewed strength. When you treat yourself with kindness and understanding, you foster an environment in which your confidence can thrive. Confidence is not something that comes overnight. It is something you build over time. Each day, through small actions and positive self-talk, you nurture your belief in yourself. The more you practice self-belief, the easier it becomes to stay motivated, even in the face of adversity. When you are confident in your abilities, you are not afraid to take risks, try new things, or step out of your comfort zone. This willingness to act, even in uncertainty, is what fuels your motivation and keeps you moving toward your goal. The connection between self-belief and motivation is undeniable. When you believe in yourself, you give yourself permission to dream big, to take bold steps, and to push past the limitations you once thought were insurmountable. Self-belief turns potential into reality, and it transforms hesitation into decisive action. It is the spark that ignites your motivation and keeps it burning, even when the journey is long or difficult. Overcoming obstacles requires inner strength and persistence. Life is filled with challenges, and no path is entirely smooth. It is easy to feel discouraged when faced with setbacks or hardships. But what defines a successful person is not the absence of obstacles, but the strength to overcome them. Inner strength and persistence are the qualities that empower you to keep moving forward when everything seems to be working against you. These traits are cultivated not in the absence of difficulty, but in the face of it. They allow you to find solutions, maintain focus, and continue pursuing your goals regardless of how difficult the journey becomes. Inner strength comes from within. It is the quiet resolve to keep going even when things get tough. This strength doesn't appear out of nowhere. It is built over time, forged in the experiences where you faced challenges head-on and didn't back down. It's the determination to rise after each fall and to learn from the failures that would cause many others to quit. Inner strength is not about being unbreakable. It's about being able to bend without breaking. It's about knowing that even in your moments of weakness, you still have the power to move forward. Persistence is the companion of inner strength. While inner strength provides the resolve to carry on, persistence keeps you moving forward step by step. Persistence is the willingness to keep trying, even after repeated failures. It's the realization that each failure is not the end, but a stepping stone toward success. Without persistence, you would stop at the first sign of trouble, and you would never learn how to truly overcome difficulties. The key to persistence is understanding that obstacles are a natural part of the process, and that success is often born out of continued effort in the face of adversity. Many times when faced with a challenge, we may feel overwhelmed or unsure of where to start. It's in these moments that inner strength is most important. When things seem impossible, you have to trust that you have the ability to overcome them, even when you don't see how. This trust is not built on blind optimism, but on the understanding that you have already overcome obstacles before. Think of all the times in your life when things seemed difficult, and yet you found a way to push through. It is this history of perseverance that proves you are capable of more than you may realize. Overcoming obstacles also requires flexibility. Sometimes the path you set out to follow isn't the one you end up on. Life has a way of throwing curveballs, and often the obstacles you face require you to adjust your approach. The ability to adapt is a form of inner strength, as it allows you to stay on track without getting stuck. Adaptability is about understanding that there is more than one way to achieve a goal, and being open to exploring new solutions when the original plan doesn't work. Persistence, combined with the willingness to adapt, ensures that you can continue toward your destination, no matter what obstacles appear along the way. As you navigate through life's challenges, it is important to maintain a positive mindset. It's easy to fall into a negative thought pattern when things aren't going as planned. However, staying positive in the face of adversity is crucial. Positive thinking doesn't mean ignoring the reality of difficulties, but rather choosing to focus on the potential for growth and learning that these challenges bring. It means seeing obstacles as opportunities to become stronger, wiser, and more capable. A positive mindset helps you persevere because it reinforces the belief that you can and will overcome whatever comes your way. Another aspect of overcoming obstacles is learning from each experience. Every challenge provides valuable lessons, and it's essential to reflect on these lessons as you move forward. By learning from your experiences, You not only gain the knowledge needed to overcome similar challenges in the future, but you also build a deeper sense of resilience. The more you learn, the better equipped you are to handle future difficulties with grace and confidence. Each obstacle you face is an opportunity to become stronger and more prepared for the next challenge. Persistence and inner strength are not qualities that come naturally to everyone, but they can be developed with time and practice. It takes patience, self-awareness, and a willingness to keep going even when things feel impossible. The more you face challenges, the more you prove to yourself that you are capable of overcoming anything. This belief in your ability to overcome obstacles is what fuels your inner strength and keeps your persistence alive. Each time you push through a barrier, you build the resilience needed to face the next one, knowing that you are capable of anything you set your mind to. Reflect on your achievements to reinforce your motivation. It is easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of life, constantly focusing on what lies ahead, the challenges that need to be tackled, and the goals that still feel distant. But in the midst of this constant forward motion, it's important to take a moment to pause and reflect on how far you've come. Often we overlook our past successes, thinking they are behind us and no longer relevant to our current journey. However, looking back at what we've accomplished can provide us with a powerful source of motivation to keep moving forward. Reflection is a powerful tool for reinforcing motivation because it allows us to connect with our past victories. When you take time to review your achievements, whether big or small, you are reminded of the strength, determination, and effort that went into reaching those milestones. This recognition is crucial for maintaining momentum because it reminds you of your capabilities and your resilience. Every success, every hurdle you've overcome is proof of your ability to persevere and achieve what you set out to do. Reflecting on these accomplishments not only boosts your confidence, but also serves as a reminder that you are capable of reaching your goals, no matter how difficult the journey may seem. One of the key reasons reflection is so important is that it puts things into perspective. Often when we're in the midst of a challenge, we can feel overwhelmed and discouraged, thinking that we haven't made any progress or that we're not moving forward as quickly as we'd like. But when we look back at past successes, we see the progress we've already made. Reflection gives us the opportunity to see the bigger picture and to recognize that even small steps forward are steps in the right direction. This perspective can be a powerful motivator, helping us push through difficult times by reminding us that we are capable of overcoming challenges and making progress, no matter how slow it may seem. Reflection also provides a chance to celebrate your growth. Too often we are focused on the next goal or the next challenge, and we forget to celebrate the wins along the way. But celebrating your progress is an essential part of staying motivated. When you take a moment to recognize and appreciate the hard work and dedication that got you to where you are, you give yourself the credit you deserve. This recognition helps you feel proud of what you've accomplished and reinforces your belief that you can continue achieving. The act of celebrating your growth, no matter how small the victory, helps to strengthen your internal drive and builds a sense of accomplishment that propels you forward. Looking back on your achievements can also help you identify the habits and actions that have contributed to your success. By reflecting on what has worked for you in the past, you can reinforce these positive behaviors and continue applying them to your current goal. This reflection helps you gain insight into what strategies and approaches have been most effective, allowing you to fine-tune your actions and maintain your momentum. It's not just about acknowledging your successes, but also learning from them to keep improving. Another benefit of reflection is that it allows you to recognize the challenges you've already overcome. Every obstacle you've faced has taught you something valuable and has made you stronger. Reflecting on these past challenges and how you navigated through them can help you build resilience for the future. It serves as a reminder that you have faced adversity before and have emerged stronger. This awareness can provide a sense of empowerment, knowing that no matter what comes your way, You have the strength and the experience to handle it. Taking the time to reflect also helps you reconnect with your why, the deeper reasons behind your goal. Often we get so caught up in the day-to-day grind that we lose sight of why we started in the first place. Reflection brings you back to the core values and passions that motivated you to set your goals in the first place. By revisiting these motivations, you reignite your internal drive and renew your sense of purpose. This deeper connection to your why provides the energy and enthusiasm needed to keep going, even when the road gets tough. In moments of doubt or fatigue, reflecting on your achievements acts as a powerful reminder that you are making progress. It shows you that you are capable of accomplishing great things, and that every effort you make is adding up, even if you can't see the results right away. This reflection gives you the strength to keep going, knowing that your past successes are proof of your ability to succeed in the future. It strengthens your belief in yourself, reinforces your motivation, and provides the energy to continue pursuing your goal. When you take the time to appreciate how far you've come, you make it easier to keep moving forward, one step at a time. Self-motivation grows from small, consistent actions. When we talk about motivation, many people envision grand gestures, sudden bursts of inspiration, or moments of overwhelming determination. While these instances can be powerful, true and lasting motivation is often built in small, quiet steps. Motivation is not something that arrives in an instant. It is nurtured over time by the consistent daily actions you take. Small actions done regularly build the momentum needed to achieve larger goals. These actions may seem insignificant on their own, but together they create a powerful force that propels you forward. The key to long-term motivation lies in consistency. When you commit to taking small steps every day, you begin to see progress, and this progress, however slow, fuels your drive. You start to realize that even the smallest actions matter. Each task completed, no matter how minor it seems, is a step toward your bigger goal. Over time, these steps accumulate, creating a strong foundation that supports your motivation even when challenges arise. Small actions provide proof to yourself that you are moving forward, which is essential for maintaining momentum. Self-motivation thrives in environments where there is a sense of accomplishment. When you complete a small task, it may seem like a trivial victory, but these small wins matter. Each success, no matter how small, reinforces the belief that you are capable of achieving your larger goal. The sense of achievement that comes from completing a task boosts your confidence, which in turn strengthens your motivation to continue. The more you achieve, the more you want to achieve, and this cycle of accomplishment leads to greater motivation. One of the benefits of small, consistent actions is that they build discipline. Motivation alone is not enough to succeed in any endeavor. Discipline is what keeps you going when motivation wanes. By committing to small actions every day, you develop the discipline to keep moving forward, even on days when you don't feel particularly inspired or motivated. This discipline becomes the backbone of your success. It's the quiet, everyday work that gets you closer to your goal, even when motivation feels distant or fleeting. Consistency also makes it easier to track progress. When you break down your larger goals into small, manageable tasks, you create clear milestones that allow you to see your progress more clearly. This visibility is essential for maintaining motivation because it gives you concrete evidence that your efforts are paying off. When progress is clear, it's easier to stay motivated because you can see how far you've come, even if you're not yet at the finish line. This progress, however small, fuels your belief in the process and reminds you that your efforts are worthwhile. There's also power in building habits through small actions. When you perform a task repeatedly, it becomes ingrained in your routine, and eventually it requires less effort to complete. Motivation often ebbs and flows, but habits remain constant. When you make small actions a regular part of your routine, they become automatic, and your motivation doesn't have to be as deliberate. You no longer need to rely on bursts of inspiration to push you forward, because the habit itself becomes a driving force. This shift from motivation-driven action to habit-driven action is a crucial part of sustaining long-term progress. Over time, these small, consistent actions create a sense of self-efficacy, the belief that you can achieve your goals through your own effort. As you see the results of your consistent actions, you begin to believe more strongly in your ability to shape your future. This belief in yourself, built from consistent effort, becomes a powerful motivator. The more you prove to yourself that you can take action and make progress, the more you are motivated to continue taking action, no matter how small. In addition to building motivation, small actions help you develop patience. Success rarely happens overnight, and achieving big goals often requires long-term effort. By focusing on small, consistent actions, you learn to embrace the process rather than rush toward the end result. This patience is crucial for sustaining motivation over the long haul. You come to understand that success is not an event, but a journey, one that requires steady, daily effort. In essence, self-motivation is not about waiting for the perfect moment or hoping for a sudden surge of energy. It's about making a commitment to yourself to take small, consistent actions every day. These actions, while they may seem insignificant at first, build upon each other to create a momentum that can carry you through the most difficult challenges. Motivation is not a fleeting feeling. It is a habit, a mindset, and a way of life. Through small actions, you build the foundation of motivation that will keep you moving forward one step at a time. The mind is a powerful tool for achieving success. Often we underestimate the influence that our thoughts, beliefs, and mental attitudes have on our lives. Our mind shapes our reality and determines how we approach the challenges and opportunities that come our way. It is the most powerful instrument we possess, capable of overcoming obstacles, pushing through adversity, and achieving what others might consider impossible. The key to unlocking your potential lies in harnessing the power of your mind, understanding its capabilities, and learning how to direct its energy toward achieving your goals is crucial to realizing success. One of the most important aspects of using the mind effectively is the ability to control your thoughts. Our minds are constantly generating thoughts, many of which can be negative, self-doubting, or limiting. If we allow these thoughts to dominate, they can prevent us from taking action and achieving success. However, the ability to shift our mindset and replace these negative thoughts with positive, empowering ones is the key to unlocking motivation and success. This process, known as mindset management, involves recognizing the thoughts that hold you back and consciously replacing them with thoughts that empower and inspire you to take action. When you train your mind to focus on the possibilities instead of the obstacles, you begin to open doors that were once closed. The mind also has a profound impact on how we perceive challenges. People with a fixed mindset see challenges as obstacles to be avoided, whereas those with a growth mindset see challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. The way you perceive a challenge determines how you approach it. If you believe that challenges are insurmountable, you will likely give up before you even begin. But if you view challenges as opportunities to improve and develop, you will approach them with a sense of curiosity and determination. The mind can either limit or expand your possibilities, depending on how you choose to perceive and respond to challenges. Visualization is another powerful tool the mind provides for achieving success. The mind does not distinguish between real and vividly imagined experiences. When you visualize yourself achieving your goals, your mind begins to align itself with that vision. Visualization helps to reinforce your belief in your ability to succeed. It creates a mental image of success that motivates you to take the necessary actions to make that vision a reality. Athletes, successful business people, and high achievers across various fields use visualization to mentally rehearse their success. They picture themselves succeeding before they ever take the first step, and this mental preparation makes it easier for them to perform when the time comes. By visualizing success, you program your mind to move in the direction of that success. The mind's power is also evident in the way it influences our behaviors. Our thoughts directly impact our actions. If you think that you can't succeed, you are less likely to take the actions needed to achieve your goals. However, if you believe in your potential and capabilities, you will naturally take the steps required to move forward. Your mind influences your confidence, which in turn influences your actions. The more positive you're thinking, the more motivated you are to take action. This creates a positive feedback loop. Positive thoughts lead to positive actions, and positive actions lead to further success. In this way, your mind drives the behaviors that bring you closer to your goals. Another powerful aspect of the mind is its ability to help you manage stress and stay focused. Success often involves navigating difficult situations, facing uncertainty, and making tough decisions. How you handle these moments can make all the difference. The mind's ability to stay calm under pressure, think clearly, and make rational decisions is a critical part of achieving success. When you learn to control your thoughts and emotions, you are better equipped to manage stress and stay focused on your goals. Rather than being overwhelmed by fear or anxiety, you can use your mind to stay grounded, make thoughtful decisions, and take effective action. Your mind is not only capable of motivating you to achieve your goals, but it also plays a key role in sustaining that motivation. When your mind is focused and aligned with your purpose, you can remain driven even when faced with setbacks or challenges. The mind helps you bounce back from failure, learn from your mistakes, and keep moving forward. It reminds you of your ultimate goal and reinforces the belief that you can overcome any obstacle in your path. The power of the mind lies in its ability to keep you on course, no matter how difficult the journey may be. At its core, the mind is a tool that can either limit or enhance your potential. By learning to control and direct your thoughts, manage your emotions, and focus on your goals, you tap into the mind's full power. Success in many ways is the result of mastering your mind. The mind has the power to shape your reality, and when you use it effectively, you unlock a world of possibilities and opportunities that would otherwise remain out of reach. It all begins with recognizing the power of your mind and using it to create the life you desire.